In 1997, the Johnson family, who lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood, vanished without leaving a single trace. The family consisted of Mark, his wife Sarah, and their 2 children, Emily and Jake. Their disappearance was unlike any other. No signs of forced entry, no apparent struggle, and nothing to suggest where they had gone. Their home, once a symbol of their peaceful life, stood empty, with no clues about their fate. The neighborhood, once filled with their laughter and footsteps, grew silent. Friends and neighbors were left in shock, unable to comprehend what had happened. Was it a tragedy, like an accident, or a natural disaster? Or was there something far darker at play? For years, the case went cold. Investigations led nowhere. And as time passed, the world seemed to forget about the Johnsons. However, in 2019, a series of events would reignite the search for the truth. When the house was finally scheduled for demolition, construction workers uncovered something that would shake the entire community. Beneath the house, hidden in the shadows, lay an unexpected discovery: secret tunnels that stretched beneath the foundation, suggesting that the Johnsons had known something the rest of the world did not. This discovery would open the door to a chilling truth that no one had ever imagined. After the Johnson family mysteriously disappeared, investigators launched an intense search of their home, hoping to uncover any clue that might explain their sudden vanishing. They combed through every inch of the house, from the attic to the basement, and even questioned neighbors and friends. However, there were no signs of forced entry, no overturned furniture, no bloodstains, or anything that might indicate a violent struggle. The family's belongings were left undisturbed, as if they had just stepped out and forgotten to return. The absence of evidence led to more questions than answers. Had the Johnsons run away, possibly to escape some hidden danger? Or had they been kidnapped, with no trace of the abductor? As the investigation dragged on, the case grew colder. Rumors began to swirl around the neighborhood, each more bizarre than the last. Some neighbors claimed they had seen the family the day they disappeared, while others insisted that they hadn't seen anything out of the ordinary. Over the years, theories about what happened to the Johnsons grew wilder. Some believed they had been victims of a serial killer, while others thought they had staged their disappearance to start a new life far away. But no one could prove anything, and the case went unsolved. Then, just when the mystery seemed like it would never be solved, something incredible happened that would change everything. In 2019, the Johnsons' once peaceful home, now abandoned and decaying, was slated for demolition to make way for new development in the neighborhood. A construction crew arrived to clear the land and begin the foundation for a new building. As they started dismantling the old structure, one of the workers noticed something strange: a faint but unmistakable draft coming from beneath the floorboards of the house. Curiosity piqued. He carefully investigated, and what he uncovered sent shockwaves through the crew. Beneath the floorboards, hidden in a crawl space, was a network of tunnels. These were no ordinary, forgotten passages. They were an elaborate underground system, far more complex than anything anyone had anticipated. The worker, immediately alarmed, called the authorities, and soon the discovery of the tunnels became the talk of the town. As investigators dug deeper into the tunnels, they found a hidden room buried under the foundation. Inside, there were old, dusty belongings scattered around, but it was what lay around them that left everyone unsettled. Among the items were personal effects that seemed to belong to the Johnson family, but there were signs that someone had been living in the tunnels. Traces of recent activity, fresh footprints, remnants of food, and even signs of makeshift bedding suggested that the family hadn't just disappeared, but had possibly been hiding in these tunnels for years. The tunnels themselves were carefully constructed, indicating a purposeful and deliberate effort to create an escape route or hiding place. This discovery would soon unveil far more than anyone could have imagined. The discovery of the hidden tunnels left investigators with even more unanswered questions. Who had constructed them? And why did they go to such elaborate lengths? The tunnels weren't hastily built or forgotten remnants of the past. They were carefully designed and executed, hinting at a deeper, more sinister purpose. But the most chilling part of the discovery came when investigators unearthed a hidden room within the network of tunnels. Inside, among the dust and cobwebs, were personal items that once belonged to the Johnson family: photographs, clothing, and, most notably, a journal. The journal, written by the father, Mark Johnson, was both a revelation and a horror. It chronicled his growing unease and paranoia in the months leading up to the family's disappearance. Mark described hearing strange noises at night, the feeling of being watched, and discovering cryptic messages hidden within the house. As Mark dug deeper into the history of their home, he became convinced that there was something far more dangerous at play. The house wasn't just a building, it was a trap, a place where something malevolent was lurking. As the journal progressed, Mark's entries became more frantic. He wrote about his fear that whatever had been haunting them was closing in. His final entry, dated just days before the family vanished, left a chilling warning. They are coming. I can't protect them any longer. This ominous message raised more questions than ever, leaving investigators and the public alike frozen in terror. The discovery of the hidden tunnels beneath the Johnsons' home raised more questions than it answered. The police launched a full investigation into the tunnels, and to their shock, they found that the tunnels stretched far beyond the confines of the house. They extended to neighboring properties and even led to underground storage units, suggesting a much larger network that had been carefully hidden from the public eye. It seemed as though someone had been orchestrating the family's every move, possibly watching them from the shadows and manipulating their actions without their knowledge. Despite all the evidence pointing to something sinister, the mystery of what truly happened to the Johnson family remains unsolved. Did they uncover something so dangerous that it put their lives at risk? Or was there a more malevolent force at work, using the tunnels for purposes that no one could comprehend? Were the tunnels merely a desperate attempt to hide from danger, or were they part of a much larger, more sinister plan? The fate of the Johnsons continues to haunt investigators, and the discovery of the tunnels has only deepened the mystery. The house, once a place of warmth and family memories, now stands as a chilling reminder of a dark secret buried beneath the floorboards. As new theories emerge, one thing remains certain: the truth about the Johnsons' disappearance is still out of reach, hidden deep in the darkness of the tunnels.